All right, hey, we're doing another. I just wanted to fine tune this. The goal of this test is to demonstrate how to have multiple cameras all running from the same PC without having any specialized software or any elaborate hardware or switching or anything else. I was able to do this with multiple webcams, and it works out pretty well. So let me tell you exactly how I did it. The first thing you want to tell you is you're seeing me right now through a Lumix GH4. That's a micro four thirds camera, great video camera, actually phenomenal video camera. It actually shoots 4K, but for web stream you're not going to notice much difference, at least with the current technology. But I'm basically going out of that through the HDMI out and into my PC with the Blackmagic Decklink card. So real. I'm using external microphone, so I'm not sure if my audio is out of sync or not. Probably is. Ideally, I'd like to go into the camera. I had some issues with getting my audio to show up in sync with Google Hangouts and the Blackmagic Decklink card. The Blackmagic comes with a software called Express, I think it is, or Media Express, something like that. And I opened that up, and sure enough, it captures the audio and the video, no problem. But for whatever reason, Google's not picking it up. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other camera, and I have directly mounted in the GH4 in the hot shoe on top of it, directly in line with the lens. Immediately above it is the Logitech C920 webcam. And I'm going to go ahead and switch that. So right now you're seeing and this is the Logitech C920. There might be a little bit of a lag, and one of the things I've noticed is that because of the way these cameras are set up, the Logitech C920, it only has the ability to broadcast at 20 or 30p, and I could only get my GH4 to connect to Google Hangouts through 24p. And because they're both running off the same machine, and I'm connected into Google Hangouts through the same account, the server's probably having a little bit of a trouble because it's getting one signal at 30p and one at 24, and when I switch back and forth, you see a little bit of a delay. So one way to fix that is to have a third-party switcher or something like that, or have all the cameras that are running at 30p or 24p or whatever your setting is, if you can get them all the same. So how did I do this? How did I log in? Let me go back with the same account on the same machine twice. So the first thing I did is I logged in with my Google Chrome on my one account. I logged in and set up the primary camera with that. Then I immediately opened up Firefox, a different browser. It could be Internet Explorer, Firefox, maybe Safari. I haven't tried Safari. There's Torch. There's many other different browsers out there. Basically, I logged in with Firefox on the same account. This time I connected up with the Logitech C920. On the primary one, I connected with the GH4. And I immediately, when you log in, you want to disable the audio. You want to just mute it so you won't get a lot of feedback. And then go ahead and make it live, and you're good to go. Then what I also did is I actually connected a third, but I did that on another PC, and that's this camera here. So you can see you're seeing from behind me, kind of looking at the whole setup here. Couple things I want to point out. When you log in and you create your account, when you first log in, make sure that you set up your primary camera first on the monitor that you want to do your switching from. And you'll see here that I have this middle monitor is where I'm doing that right now. And what I've also done is I've opened up on this monitor here. When you do this through YouTube, and I'm using the YouTube connection, and then I use Google Hangouts On Air through YouTube. So it actually uses the Google through Hangouts. But when you do it this way, you also have what's called the live control room. Here you can see this is the switch, and it's important to monitor with that to know when you're switching. See, right now you see that that's looking at the view you're looking at. Okay, so if I go and switch again to the Logitech, and then I'm going to switch back to the GH4, you'll see here I'm going to go ahead and this is all delayed, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back. Now you'll see this right here is going to follow along with the switching we just did, and let's just watch that for a minute. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you go there you go, it switched. So there's a little delay there on that one. But what I want to point out is that if you try to switch everything from an example, right now this is viewing the Logitech C920, and that's the account that it's on right now. So if I switch over, let's switch to the other screen. So that's the same view that you're seeing there. Now let's switch to the other one. That's the GH4, I believe. And yes, so you see that's not switching that. It doesn't control it. So all the accounts you log into after your primary will not have any impact on the switching. And the switching, when I say the switching, I'm talking about for the general audience, for you, for your view. So it's all controlled. So make sure that you monitor this to make sure that when you are switching, it actually is following along with you. And if it's not, then you're not on the right to do the switching from. Hopefully that makes sense. Now there is software, there's plugins that you can get that will allow you to do switching. Now what are some other things that you want to know? So I covered basically that, you know, the Logitech C920 broadcasts at 30p. My Lumix GH4 is doing 24p. That's kind of a conflict. If you look here, I'm gonna minimize this. Sometimes you'll see some errors up here, and if you look on the monitor, oh, and you're not even seeing this. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit closer here, just so you can see this. So on the control screen, you'll see it tells you how your signal is. And what will happen is back and forth. And if I, for example, go to another screen, let's see if we get. Sometimes it'll give you an error. It'll tell you that it's a bad stream or something like that, but it seems to be doing okay this time. But anyways, it's just something to be aware of. It'll tell you, you know, it was expecting a 30p signal and you're getting it at 24p. That seems to be working fine. So the other thing is that I've got also, you'll see here, I have a external mic. And the way, let's see what this, what screen are we on here? Let's swap over. Okay, so you got an external mic here. This is a Rode. It's actually the NT3. It's this mic right here. Rode NT3. I'm running, and it's an XLR mic. So this is actually connecting up. I'm connecting it to the PC through a what's called a MicPort Pro by CEntrance, and this converts the XLR into a USB signal so then it can go into the PC. And that's the only microphone that I'm using for all the audio, and it does a pretty decent job. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually switch over and I will run off of this right here. This is a Tascam. And the Tascam allows for a couple, this is the DR100, it has 2 XLR inputs. I can go out of this as well and into the camera or into the PC if I wanted to. But in this case, I'm not using that. Eventually, when I figure out the Blackmagic, or maybe I have to get another interface card for this, and I may test out some of the AverMedia and some of the other cards, but I'll basically plug that in and into the camera. That'll sync the audio better because the audio will be coming directly through the camera with the video signal, and then I'll sync it up nicely. So that's something to consider when you're doing this. I think if I was running nothing but webcams, it would be fine. And we'll do some testing with that. Now, I also did a test where I had the, let me switch this over here. There you go. Got my trusty webcam. So I also did a test where I basically had 3 Logitech C920s on the same machine, and the issue I ran into the tech is very finicky. You have to adjust it to fine-tune the color balance and the exposure and so on. If you don't do that, you're not going to get the best image quality. Even still, it struggles a little bit compared to some of the other cameras. But when you reboot or turn things off, it'll lose all the settings. You have to reset them. And the thing is, if you have 3 Logitechs, even 2 Logitechs, what happens is there's only one controller for the camera itself. Well, when I connected up multiple cameras, what happened was I was trying to adjust the settings, and it was only adjusting one of the webcams. So I had the other 2 were kind of out of whack, and the color balance was way off. They looked gray and kind of dull and so on, and there was no way to really control those. I'll show you. Right now I have the Logitech is manually balanced, and let me go ahead and show you. And just real quickly here, let's do this. We'll show my. Let's do this. We'll show my desktop. All right, so you're seeing now my desktop, and I'm going to show you on here. Here's the controller. This is the controller for the webcam, and I have it's autofocus right now. Sometimes it's better to leave it off. I also have the settings are manually set. You'll see here they're all manually set. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to give you a quick glance again at that camera, what it looks like. And let's see here. There we go. So there's the Logitech C920. That's what it looks like right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set this over here, and let's go back to this other screen. I'm going to set this, I'm going to take this and do the auto. I'm going to set this to right light, set all these to auto, and you'll see exactly what the result is of that. So let me go back to the camera, and you can see this real time when I do this. So here's the right light. There I went ahead and clicked the right light, and the auto, it automatically adjusted. I'm going to click the auto white balance as well, and then I'll click save on that. So I'll take you back over, and you can see the difference there, what it made. So I'm going to take you back over to that, and let's look at the settings here. So there you go. This is what it did. It adjusted everything up higher, and here's the result. So you compare that, and then let's see here. Let's go back to, there's the GH4. So here's the GH4 on, everything's auto on this, autofocus. And here's the Logitech C920. Not too bad. I mean, it's you're comparing a $2,000 solution to a $100 solution. I think the last time I checked, you can get these Logitech C920s for $70 on Amazon, brand new. It's a pretty decent camera, and you can fine-tune it, as you saw earlier. So here we go, Logitech or GH4, and I'm running. This is the GH4 with a Pancake lens. It's got the 20mm lens. It's a very nice lens, good shallow depth of field. And what I'm also doing for the other PC, now also you'll see up here there's this light. That's a little ring light, and that ring light actually is controlled by USB. So that's a pretty cool little mobile solution. And there's a dimmer on it. You can control the brightness and so on. And then of course I have my camera right here. Let me do this. I'm going to turn this light on here. So brighten things up. Let me turn this other light on too. So you can see here, there's the GH4 is just kind of mounted. I've got a little Manfrotto super clamp on this pole back here that's actually the support for my monitors. And it comes out and it's got a little support here that the camera's mounted on, and then I have the Logitech just sitting in the hot shoe right there. And then over here, I have another PC that I'm running. You can see that. And that's just a monitor mounted on a light stand over there. And that PC I built just to run multiple streaming devices. It's a pretty high end. It's got quite a few different interfaces for putting cameras and HDMI inputs and so on, SDI. So there you go. There you have it. Nice little setup and easy for anyone to do. And I'll go back here and let's go back into, there we go. So here you go, GH4, Logitech. GH4, Logitech. And see, Logitech seems to be doing a little bit better with the more lighting in the room. Of course, also I have, you know, other capabilities as far as, like, I have the reflect media in the back there for doing chroma keying. I also have a green screen up in the back. There's another mic audio here. I'll just kind of take you a little quick glance at this stuff. So I've got another mic. I don't know how this is coming through. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so another microphone here with a little 40-inch LCD LED laptop. Kind of feeds that if you're wanted to do an audio and follow a script, so on. It's good for that. Got another camera here. It's another Lumix. That's actually a GH3. And these are great, these little light rings. You can get these from the DVE store. And that's where I get a lot of my stuff. So if you go to dvestore.com, and you'll see this, this is the ring light. It's called the Diva ring light. And these are great. And of course, you can mount a webcam here if you wanted to. You could have your DSLR. You can put pretty much any type of camera you want on there. Let me see if I can adjust this a little better. I'm not even sure if I have you on the right screen. Yeah, there you go. Just walking around here. All right. Yeah, and the reflect media, this, if you Google that, you can look that up, but that basically is a reflective beads, and you get a ring light that will go around your lens of your camera. Actually, it looks like this. Just like this. And this ring light is, these are all LED lights, and what they do is this goes around the lens, and it hits that reflective beads and bounces back perfectly, so it gives a perfect green or blue, depending on the color of the LEDs, for a green screen. And the nice thing about doing it that way is that you don't have to have lots of lights. Like you see the muslin behind here, that's actually a muslin green screen, a cloth one. And you have to light that evenly to make it work real well. Well, with reflect media, you don't need any lighting in the background. It's really nice. You can actually shoot green screen by candlelight. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a nice little walkthrough for you, but the whole purpose of this was really to test the multiple camera setup solution that's accessible to anybody thanks to YouTube and Google and Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Thank you. Those guys keep paving new ground. So sorry about the audio. I didn't have a lavalier mic. I could have plugged in, again, you know, this is another way you could go. You could go with the Sennheiser's wireless right in. This could actually go right into the camera and provide a nice solution for audio that way. The Sennheisers are great, and that way I could have walked around the room. But anyways, I just went with the stationary microphone, which is what most people will go with. Now, you don't have to go with the Rode. You could go with the Rode Podcaster. You can go with NT3 is a great mic. You could go with the Yeti, the blue Yeti microphone. That seems to be pretty popular. It's got a USB interface built right into it. There's quite a few different microphones. I think Audio-Technica makes a decent one. So there you have it. You're thinking of if you want to go DSLR or webcam, The best webcam that I know of is the Logitech C920, which is what you're seeing now. And then, of course, there's this one, which is the GH4. So there you go. All right. Thanks for visiting. And go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to continue to push out a bunch of different testing and show you different solutions that you can run with. And there's some people I'm kind of pairing up with, and there's some other announcements I'm going to make. I've been working on some business stuff that I'll be releasing here as well. I've kind of honed my life back to working 2 days a week, primarily focused on family and just taking care of those and being available for them and making sure everything's all good on the home front, the way life should be. If you're trading your life for a career, forget about it. Stop doing that. It's time to pursue your passion, and it's easier today than it's ever been. I tell you, self-reliance is the key. Start working on that. And the changes that are happening on the web, there's just so much opportunity out there. It's just an incredible time. It's for a lot of people, it's a scary time, but it's also an exciting time if you get on the right side of the equation. And there's a lot of solutions for you out there. And if you need any ideas or want to brainstorm, just reach out. I'll be glad to share anything with you. I'm just here to help. Here to see you succeed. Talk to you soon.